Yeah, buddy. I remembered it this week.
Dude, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I forgot to do it last week. I did. I totally forgot.
We're live already, right?
Yes, we are.
We're
We are
live.
live.
Hello, everybody.
As you can see, our special guest tonight is George Aquaballs. He loves fish. Let me tell you, he really loves them. He got a bunch.
And in
And
my
then
eyes,
also,
he is considered a master breeder.
yes, yeah. And then we also have my co-host TN Aqua, Robert.
Hey, everyone. So happy
And
y'all can make it.
people are starting to roll in. We got Bigfoot, Dennis, TJ Autocross. There's the missus. How you doing, Miss Aquaballs? And we got Richard Reynolds, Patty Petite Tanks, S, Dennis Crutchison, and there's Mark Sterelson. But yeah, so if y'all have any questions you want to ask George, just put it in the chat and I'll catch it and I'll throw it up there for him and we'll ask him a question. But other than that, you know what I do. We just hang out and we just talk. I don't dive into personal stuff because I don't do that. I'm more of a laid back streamer and we just talk about fish. So what I want to start off with, what is the newest fish you have started breeding?
Say it again. What was the
So,
newest?
yeah, the newest fish that you got that you started to breed.
Okay, the truth is, it's just for me. Okay, this fish, I'm not about to share. Like, I'm not gonna sell it or anything like that. Those are mine, but for the kids, actually, I got glow Daniels, all 5 colors of them, and I
Okay.
got them 2 days ago. Already half price.
See, that's crazy.
I
You
have
have
like over 50, 60 fry right now from 10 fish.
well, yeah, they do
Yeah,
they
they lay
do,
a lot.
and they scatter them everywhere. I used to have Danios myself. That was actually the first fish I bred. Uh, yeah, because and I was a kid then. I was looking down. I was looking down in the gravel. I was like, "What is that little black thing?" It wiggled. I said, "Oh, that ain't poop. That's a what is that?" I didn't know nothing about it. It's crazy. Well, that's pretty cool. I bet your kids love that.
Well, yeah, the kids, they really love it because you know how it glows. One thing about those glowfish, I know a lot of our hobby in the freshwater, we don't have saltwater tanks, but I do since because I have those orange filter glasses. I tried them on the freshwater glowfish. Believe it or not, they glow better. They look much nicer, like the corals when you're looking with your bare eyes, or when you put those glasses on. It's
Oh,
that
really?
type of a different. Oh, try it. Trust me, you're gonna say he's
Hmm.
right.
That makes sense because you turn that blue light on and it shows their color, kind of like that's what happens with coral, correct?
Yes.
Huh. That's a pretty neat trick.
Yeah, it
Wow.
is.
Wow.
So George, like, what is your secret, man? Because like it seems like that no matter what, it doesn't matter what you put in your um,
I will explain to
with your
you.
tanks, whatever, that they all just spawn,
I
no matter
understand what
what.
you mean. I understand what you mean. Robert, my main secret is I started this hobby for a certain reason. And before the hobby, I wanted to be connected with the nature. We
Hmm.
all do try to do that. And
Yep.
this hobby will bring you more to the nature than you think. You know, I go fishing sometimes for trout fishing and the nature, fly fishing. It's
Hmm.
really fun. But again, this hobby, what I do, I produce the fish and send it to my friends all over the states, and there is nothing gonna replace that joy. Also, so my secret here is not just the water. I understand the water, meaning that I do research a lot. I listen to a lot of people, not just one source, and I find out what my species come from. I try to give them that same biotope, and I like the way they breed in their natural environment. So kind of I try to mimic, copy the same nature techniques. Water changes, certain species like the weather changes, they wait till the weather change. So many different things.
So you do whenever you get a fish, you do a lot of research on it.
Yes.
That's cool. I was telling people that they're like somebody was saying, man, he is awesome. He just does a lot of breeding and it always happens for him. I said, I'm gonna tell you what George does. I said he's gonna do his research and he just does wonderful at it. Very good at it, I have to say.
And if I must add, it just goes to show you that George is not lazy when it comes to the hobby. I mean, he just not. I mean, like he's
No.
um, George definitely puts in the time that is needed to be successful.
Yeah.
Sometimes more.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
There ain't nothing wrong with that though. That's
I
really
stay
good.
up till like 3 to 4 o'clock sometimes inside here to take care of certain things. Every day, if you have 69 tanks like I have right now in here, there is certain amount of time you have to put in the morning, afternoon, at night, and once a week if you do your water changes once a week. I do it throughout the week, because I know which ones they need water change when
Hmm.
it's ready to change the water.
You probably have you probably made a pretty easy system for yourself, I would imagine, to do it.
It's very simple, yes.
That's great.
By the way, don't waste the water. Your garden, if you look at my garden right now, it looks like a rainforest, jungle.
A
Yes,
lot of people use them. Use their. I'm actually going to try that this year on my vegetable garden. I want to see what happens.
buddy, I have succulent planters
Hmm.
so big, like gigantic. I'm looking at the succulents. They're no more plants anymore. They're giant trees, the succulents.
Oh, no kidding.
So it's all from the water. I know it is. And those succulents get once a week water change. And no water, I dump on their bunch.
Right. You're not supposed to do them like every other day, correct?
Yes, especially the summertime, they don't like waters at all.
Hmm. And the wife just bought some of them. She brought them home, and I told her, I said, we don't water these every day. I said, you don't want to do that because then they just end up rotting. They get rotted and then mushy.
Hmm.
They get bugs too. There's white bugs attack it if there's a lot of water in the root system. Millie bugs, they call it millie bugs.
Um, Chewy said that he's going to try to phone his friend in Boston. I think that's what he was wanted to tell you.
Sweet.
Well, I'm going to bring his participant list up, and I'm going to say hello since there's quite a few people in here now.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, we didn't even say hello to anybody.
Well, I wanted to wait until we got the little bit of a bigger list here.
Right.
All right, we got Bunny Viper Killers, Aquatics, CJ Black, Finn Wiggles, got the Fishy Mon, Hillbilly Aquatics, John Larson, Lunatic Fringe, Mark Sterelson. We got Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo, Michelle E, Mike's Aquatics and Things, Monster Fish Gal, Mrs. Aquaballs, Paul McCartney, Punchy Paints, Richard Reynolds, Sandy Dowdy, Scotty the Fish Freak, and TJ Autocross. We did his first stream yesterday. Scotty the Fish Freak.
And that stream went very well. I got to say,
Did.
y'all did a great job, Scotty. Man, keep it up, buddy.
You know, whenever I asked you to come up here, George, I've really missed whenever we used to hang out in them late nights, and
Yes.
you would be feeding your fish or something and just showing them, and I still remember that bow front tank that was sitting on the ground that had them night gobies in it.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Man,
Yeah, I do.
I was so close to buying them one time. I saw them at Petco, and I was so close. And I was like, at the time, I wasn't really set up to, because they probably were going to need their own tank to start out. And I started reading about them. I was like, man, this is a cool freshwater fish that looks like it's saltwater. Them night gobies. I was like, man, them things are pretty neat. Did you ever get them to breed for you?
No, those night gobies actually they're brackish water species. After a while, I took them back to the LFS, all of them back, and I had them in my 40 gallon, and I turned the 40 gallon to salt water. So before that it was brackish, and I just left everything in there, and I just turned it into salt water. And I just turned off that 40 water. I don't have it anymore, salt water. I always change stuff around. You know, right now I just tell you one thing. I wish I had like double amount of these fish tanks. I would have triple amount of the fish.
Well, you probably love to have what Dan's Fish just built, that warehouse.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's a dream. That's a dream.
Yeah, buddy. Listen,
Yeah.
that'd be sweet. Imagine all the different fish you could have in the breeding
If you do
project.
it right, like he's doing it, and trust me, it will go so smooth. You will have always little hiccups, but hiccups always expected.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially when you first start out.
That that's a really nice setup that he's got going on there. It's very high tech, and
Yeah.
but at the same time, it will also make things a lot better. As far as like maintenance and just keeping really really good quality of the water source and everything.
V- Vinay had showed up. How you doing,
And
brother?
Hello, my
uh,
bro.
did you say hello to Patty because I think she might be upset with you, Skipper?
No, I said hi to her.
She went. Did you see that comment? She said,
No, yeah, I did.
"But hello, Patty. It's always great to have you here. I don't want you on my bad side. That's
No,
for
I don't want her
sure."
on my back side neither. No, no, no. So you said you got 69 tanks.
Fresh
Wow.
water, and then there's 5 salt water in the house.
It looks to me that you're doing fantastic. It don't matter if it's salt or fresh. You just like whatever you bring in your house, it just does the best that it can possibly do. Those
Most of the time, and I did have a lot of species here that I didn't breed just for fun, just to have them, to not to breed them, and just for me. Like those neon tetras, I enjoy them, but I right now I can see activity of breeding. I'm thinking on removing them out of the tank, give them about a week, and most of the time, a lot of people uh, they breed fish all day long, but they don't know they bred it because mom and dad eating the babies. So
Yeah.
like those zebra daniels, you gotta take the mom and dad out of the tank for the babies to hatch. The eggs gonna hatch. You just make sure you put some kind of a gravel or some kind of a basket for the eggs to fall down, and 2 days they will hatch.
no
Wow.
nice.
CPD is the
Um,
same way. CPD is everybody's favorite fish. Guys, my local fish store this morning, I was telling the skipper earlier, text me, he goes, George, 2 days ago, gave him 30 CPDs, very beautiful, nice size. And he paid me good money. I was very happy. And he was happy. And he called me today. He's like, do you have more of? I go, I do, but they're smaller. Can you give me like a week? I'll bring you some. Don't worry, they're all yours, I said. And so they're very profitable, and they're just like that. You either put piece of moss or gravel, let them swim in there, they breed, and then take them out. Give them about a week, take them out, and then 2 3 days later you see fry. Sometimes in the next 24 hours you see fry swimming.
That's great. What do you feed them whenever they're
So
that?
if you ever heard of the New Life Spectrum Grow Starter for fry, That's very powdery food. Several microns work too. Also, there's many other type of powder food. Those species are very tiny. So when they first hatch, they be on the glass. Don't feed and wait until they're free swimming. After that, like 5 6 hours, and start putting some in there, and you'll see them go after it. The CPDs, they are very cute. They swim funny too. You'll know it's a CPD.
Hmm. Yeah, I do recall whenever I did, I actually had zebra danios in this community tank. This was before I had the electric blue cars and stuff in there. It was whenever I first started this tank up, and I had made a deli cup, and I put rocks in it, river rocks,
Hmm.
and I had moss sticking up, or not moss. I'm sorry, the green yarn, and it floated up, and it made it like it was a place for them to breed. And
Like
I
a
looked.
flame.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It attracted them in there, and that's where they actually laid their eggs in it. And I had a bunch of babies in there. And at that time, I wasn't really good at raising fry because I just started back into it, and that's why I was asking because if I've been wanting to get back into breeding some egg scatters again, and I was just wondering what to feed them when they start out because they're so stinking small.
Yeah, Amazon has that little circle that 9.99 or $11, something like that. But put it in a refrigerator or share half of it with your friend. It will last you forever. Literally, you just get one and you'll know it's stinky though. Don't open and let me see how it smells. Oh, guys, it's very bad, smelly. So the fish, I guess, they go after it right away. The fry. I feed the same those thing for my beta fry. I just hatched 6 batch of betas. Four of the batches were wild. Two of them Mahachayensis. The other ones were uh, Smarandina. So Mahachai and Smarandina. And then some koi beta, Nemo.
Okay. Oh
So
yeah. Oh,
yeah, it's
them.
a beta breeding time right now. So everybody that has betas, they start breeding them right now.
I tell you, them Nemos, I really like them. They're pretty bettas.
Miss
I
Aquaballs just
Uh,
purchased a nice half moon Nemo. I am about to breed too.
sweet.
you know, this is actually the first time I'm starting to like hear about those new betas. I'm gonna have to look that up just to see what they look
They
like.
they've been around for a while. It's not one of them bettas that you're going to kind of find like Petco or PetSmart. They
Hmm.
very rarely have them, and some LFSs they don't get them.
Hmm.
They're
They
nice.
come
They're
they
beautiful.
come from the wild, from Indonesia or Thailand, different regions. So there is the Imbelis and Mahachai and Smarandina. There's few other ones, and there's the Mount Brooders. Those different families. There's
Hmm.
uh, I mean, so many different family betas. About 3 or 4, I believe. Each family has different categories of fish. So some are mop brooders, some are bubble nesters, some different. You know,
I have one, two betas. I had three, but my daughters had passed away. It. We had it for quite a while, and my son's it's a Dumbo ear, and that thing's always making a bubbles nest right around the little filter. It's always got a bubbles nest there. It's a happy
uh,
fish.
it's in their DNA. They born and they got what 2 3 years to live if you take care of them really good.
Hmm.
Uh, I I'm jarring some, but I learned they're okay as long as you keep them in certain temperature and then change their water uh, every other day at least. Don't go more than every other day. It's too much. And I put in them inside RODI. I take a bunch of almond leaves, about 6 of them, put it in about like 5 6 cups of water, boil it down to half, and then take that water liquid and put it in my 5 gallon. I'll mix it and set it overnight, and then I'll change that water for them. Just tanniny water.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, Keller's Aquatics has a question for you. He would like for you to watch his recent video that he had posted with the new ball python, and he wants you to see if you could tell what you think the genetics are.
I will definitely watch it.
For those of you that don't know, Aquaballs has snakes too.
That's what Aquaballs is about. Aquatic and ball pythons.
Yep. And if y'all would please subscribe to him too. He is 30 away from 1,000.
Oh wow, yeah, we definitely got to get him there. I mean, to be honest with you, he should have way more than that by now. I mean, he's very knowledgeable. So George, man, I just got to ask you, man. I mean, like, if you had to pick between your snakes or your fish, which one, are you going to pick on that?
You
That you just.
you really want to know, Robert? You have to ask that. I
Well,
will
I
tell
mean,
you. I will tell you the truth. I will tell you the truth. Honest to God, I'm enjoying the fish much, much more. And the fish hobby does have his bad days and good days. I will keep the fish. No questions asked. I have made so much more friends from fish. Such a nice people like you guys yourself, Skippers and Robert, and so many more people out there. Everybody in the chat knows who I'm talking about. Than the snake people. Uh, I see snake people like more they're like in a competition with each other, not more like for their breeding. No, they're all wanting to have this genetic. I want to make the world's first. No, fish hobby is totally different. It's about the love of the hobby, about making a zen, happy space for yourself. So I pick the fish any day of the time over the snakes.
I'll be right back. Something's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do miss the good old days, as I like to call them. On the live stream when it was you and Mike and Priscilla and Anthony and Jesse. And like when we was all hanging out, just talking about fish and stuff. Man, that's the good old days. That's when I that's when I first came in. I
I
think, and when
remember.
I got to see all y'all stuff, I was like, wow.
I remember. I remember. By the way, last night we were hanging out. Anthony, Priscilla, Chattanooga Ed. I enjoyed hanging out with Chattanooga Ed. He's such an amazing character. I would love to meet him one day.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's definitely a good guy to hang out with. I mean, and let me tell you, he's the same in person as he is on camera. I mean, but like, I didn't know that Priscilla and y'all went live until I got up
Last night we were
this
hanging out.
morning.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't
late
know.
night. It was late, Robert. It was like 2 o'clock, I believe,
Oh,
in the morning.
yeah, oh yeah.
Sometimes that time. Yeah.
I was long gone to bed by then. Yeah, yeah. But this morning when I got up, I did have to do a few water changes, and then I seen that y'all went live, and But while I was doing all my maintenance, I had it playing, and I was watching it. I was like, man, this stream brings back some good memories.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Miss Aquaballs doesn't know. I showed that fish last night on that stream, but I just had those fish, just purchased them 2 days ago, and some of them passed on. And I already started their quarantine system, like I do the medicated food for them. When I first get the fish, I do 3 different medication inside the Viva Bites. The Viva Bites, those nice red looking, stick looking things.
Mm-hmm.
So I go ahead and put some Metroplex, some pig dewormer, dog pig dewormer. What is that one called? Bendazole.
I don't
And
remember.
I'm not sure.
you want me to show you the package?
I know. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I forget the name. I think
Um,
that's probably right. I
Here,
can't remember.
it's right here, literally. Hold on. kind of inside here.
Viper bites is good food, man. The Puckos that I have, they love that stuff.
Ah, somebody had cut the name. Okay, hold on. It's pro prohibit. I guess I don't know. You can see something here. It's this package, buddy. It's a pig dewormer. Very powerful.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go wash my hands right now. 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to get that in your system, that's for sure.
Oh, and Bob, I know that you're in chat, buddy. I need you to like send me a message and Messenger or just send me a text message and let me know what your the house address is because I got to send a couple things out tomorrow and I need to get that taken care of, buddy.
Oh, also I put that oil. What is it called? They sell it. It has fish photos on it. Man, it's a type of oil. It smells a little bit too. It's right here.
Yeah, I have a hard
Pro.
time with fish medications because I have a hard time.
Prazi Pro. Prazi
Oh,
Pro.
okay. Yeah.
So those three, I mix them together, and it makes a nice drop. If you put it in together just the right amount, I kind of do like a lot of food, 2 scoops of the Metroplex, 1 scoop of the other dewormer, and then I drop the drops. It has a little hole, not too much. You gotta know how much, and then I mix it real good, put it under the sun, dry it out, and then it will literally go back to dry, and you just don't handle it with your hand no more, either with the tweezers or because the warmer is you can get it in your system. It's not good, like you said.
No. I don't think you want to go through that.
So that medication, I mean, like, how do you know like how much to like mix up? I mean, as far as like your tank size and all that jazz.
Now I've been doing it for a while. I kind of got a hold of it. I just sprinkle on top, barely
Mm-hmm.
on everywhere, not whole a lot, just like small amounts, and the oil about maybe 10 to 12 drops inside this container. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I have the food made here too. Oh gosh.
And that's a deworm certain fish, right?
So yeah, this is the food right here inside this container. I do the whole thing. This whole thing is dry right now. You can see it's moving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's moving around back to a normal consistency. And then I just use the tweezer, grab it, and feed it. So I'll use it in here, sprinkle it on there. That's how much. Like you can see, there's not much food in there. Let me show you real
No.
quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just don't overdo it, you know. And then you don't want to coat the whole thing in white powder. You don't want that. You want to see it red. And then the fish will grab it in their mouth. Sometimes they throw it up, but you don't want to feed them anything else but this when you first get them. Like if you want, don't keep them hungry for 24 hours and then feed them that. This is just to clean their system. 3 days and I'll stop. Water change really quick, halfway, and then with all everything that flushed out, take it out of there, and then watch the fish. Everything goes good. No, that's nothing going on. Uh, just keep it the way it is. If most of the time the parasites, it's at the LFS's water, guys, because they
Yeah.
get in too many fish. Too many fish. It is in there. There's no way you're gonna get it. But I watch for a good quality fish. Whenever he gets something good quality, I try to buy the whole stock he has to get males and females in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Bunny Viper had a question. If you have any pie balls, uh, pythons, and do you
No,
sell them? Yes.
no fight balls. I never did work with them.
I actually saw one it blew my mind. A Petco had a
Yeah.
piebald. Blew my mind. It was all pretty much white, and then on the back, it had spots of the original color. Like it was just sporadic. I was like, "Oh man, that's a cool snake. I better not bring it home. The wife will kill me." And then I looked at the price, and I was like, "I definitely ain't getting it because she would kill me twice. Once for buying the snake, and twice for spending $400 on the snake. She would have killed me."
The
So
only if you know how I got my snakes, guys. I spent a lot of money, like he said, but
mhm.
one snake at a time and invested into them, just like I did to the fish. So the fish, I did what? I took snake money, invested into the fish. So kind of played there.
And now you
um
breed all kinds of fish and can make fish money now.
Mhm.
so George, like how much do you use the um RO um water as far as like to get your spawning to happen? I mean, like, do you use it a lot, or do you just mainly use like what you have as far as
On certain
tap?
species, you have to use RO water. My RO
Okay,
is not just RO, it's deionized, so it's RO DI water.
okay,
It adds that calcium, magnesium, and the minerals back into the water, so it doesn't
oh,
come
okay,
down. It doesn't come out of the RODI zero. It has about 15 parts per million in there because it's adding. If I take that last membrane, the DI out, then it will be zero. So, so the good part about not having it zero, I found out it will not crash your tank. It would put some kind of buffer in there. Doesn't have much at all,
mm,
but it's some kind. You want some kind of a sand, dirt, plant media in your tank to keep that stable buffering. Or you have to add the city water, which it does have buffering in it. They say that would help. I do
okay,
all of this.
yeah. I mean, because I'm just trying to figure out, like if I need to get me one or not, because I got
Yes,
these what these plecos in here, that I would like to get them to breed. I don't know like if I can or not. I'm just trying to figure out, what I'll, because see, um like how much of a big difference is it between using the spring water, that you get from like the store versus that water that you get
so
out of
I
that unit?
the spring water. I don't know. You're talking about the filter water.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you buy a
It's
bottle of
the
water.
same thing as what you're getting. I think it's RODI that one too.
Oh,
If I'm not
okay.
mistaken, I could be wrong. Okay. Now,
Well,
just to answer this, do you need a RODI water? No. Uh,
I
I
mean,
learned a lot by having it. Why I have it? Because I want to breed species different than, let's say, I want to breed in wild discus. I want to breed in wild angels. I need to have that RODI water. There's no around it. So, or rainwater, you have to collect that into barrels and use it. So RODI water is the fastest way, easiest way. I know people used to use RODI, also put acid inside. I don't recommend that. Don't do it.
okay.
Tannins will help a lot. I do use a lot of tannins, guys. And with the tannin, it makes a lot of debris, right? So you
Hmm.
have to change the water. There's no around it. If you don't change, I don't know, some reason it's causing the too much pooping, too much stuff go up higher, faster with the tannin,
yeah,
leaves and stuff.
your nitrates and stuff because it's decomposing. It gets
Now,
to a point to where it gets mushy, and then it's just decomposing before it goes into the substrate.
now check this
Okay.
out. In the Amazon River, I know how the water down there is. So in the river, you believe it or not, TDS is 2. What? I never understood that. There's so much tannin, there's so much leaf, there's so much wood, and the water is so murky. how in the world TDS means total dissolved solids.
Mhm.
So all that stuff is being dissolved. It's not adding to the water, is it always fresh water coming in? I never understood that part. And TDS too, by the way, the temperature is at around 89. It's hot. So I
Yeah.
know the discus and the angels, they need to be in hot water, guys. So
Wow.
the domesticated ones, no, 77 is great, and higher, 82 is perfect for them to breed and hatch and grow faster, right? And but lower temperature, they slow down their growth, and they, no, I experimented. I tried that way too. I don't keep my angels in the cold water anymore.
Okay.
So now, like whenever I had angels, I kept them in the mid 70s because the other fish that were in the tank, and it did slow their growth. They actually lasted longer. Whenever you bump them up,
Hmm.
the heat up, you're getting them to where you want them to breed and stuff, and it just makes their life cycle faster.
I do see in chat where Secret History live in your aquarium, and Doc was telling me do not use spring water to get the distilled water instead.
Yeah, but spring water is just water. It's what it goes through a carbon filter.
Oh, okay, okay,
Once they treat it, like it goes to a carbon filter. Like now, if you're on town water, you have the
yeah,
chlorine and chloramines in it that you're drinking. It's just a low amount. It don't hurt you or nothing, but it does kill your fish. It will kill your fish
yeah,
eventually. But whenever they put that carbon block on there, just like a Beretta filter.
okay,
If you ever had a Beretta filter, you're making your own bottled water right there. It's the same aspect.
okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Thank you, George and Secret History and Doc. You know, because I'm because I don't want to buy one if I don't have to. You know what I mean? Because if I get one, it'll just be for these guys in this tank. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm it's a project I'm working on. I don't know if I can do it or not, but I want to give it the old college try if I can.
Oh, look what Dr. Anthony is saying. Amazon River itself, it's pH 7.6, TDS 200. Oh, wow. So, no, I was talking about, I seen documentary on there, the lady checked it where they're catching the wild discus, and they talk about when they breed and all that, when there's rainy season, the river's high, all the stuff, foliage is all covered. So they go breed. And when the water is down low, they're not breeding. So that's the time I think I'm talking about when the water is literally low. It showed, she took the TDS meter, showed two TDS. She said the temperature was at 89 and the pH was actually at 6 point or 5.6. It was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. I'm sure in different parts, like
Yeah,
what what Alex is saying, but
vary by location. That's true.
he goes down there and works too. So he
Oh yeah,
told
Hey,
me,
Brian.
I'm sure
yeah,
he knows, man. That's Dr. Anthony. I just said what I saw. I'm just letting you.
yeah. There's a lot of documentaries out there.
No, what I didn't understand that how much tannin is in that water, and the TDS was so low, man. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah, it
Nature,
does amazing things.
big volume of water. So big. It's a river, man. Big river system.
Yeah, I mean, they got, if I'm not mistaken,
uh,
the Amazon has pretty much, they got the coolest looking fish.
oh yeah. Uh, Dr. Anthony saying you have to be accurate in what you call the Amazon water
TDS.
because the Amazon
Yeah,
River
I got
is
no
different.
idea. You're
Yeah,
right.
there's tributaries to where certain fish like to hang out. This kind of, I guess you would say, branches off from it. That's what I think a tributary is.
So many different. You got to see the photo to see it. Like it's ridiculous. It's amazing looking. It's a nature, man.
Wow, that's low. It's crazy.
And he's picking on himself now. Doctor Know It All here.
Dr. Danza.
What fish have you had that you will never keep again?
Flower horn.
Oh, yeah. Is there a specific reason?
Yes. Yes. Totally. It's because it's a hybrid fish. Like the type of hybrid fish. It's not like, let's say, it's not like the Apistogrammas. The Apistogrammas are hybrid to become pretty. I know that fish is also the same thing, but that big head of his is not pretty for me. It doesn't. It looks like somebody want to grab basketball and throw it in that hoop. I mean, I mean, I don't know, man. A lot of people don't like them. A lot of people like them. And don't get me wrong, this is how the hobby is. There's so many things I like. A lot of other people don't like.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's like I kind of like them, but then whenever I think I'm liking them, I keep looking at them. I don't, but there is one that I saw. It was during Aquashella Orlando this year when Ed was filming. They had a flower horn competition,
Mhm.
and this thing was black and white. It was beautiful.
Oh, they're
Because
gorgeous.
I think for me, that one would have been a flower. If I was ever to get one, it would be that one. Because all the other ones, I was like, they come and they go for me. Like it wouldn't stick. Like I get tired of it. You know what I mean? But that one, that color variant, I don't know what it was. I couldn't remember, but I liked it. But other than that, I wouldn't really. And another one is them parrotfish, man. I don't understand how they
Never bought any of it. Ever,
like.
never. I see
I,
them.
I never did personally. Whenever I go to the fish store and I see them, I'm like, why? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. The small mouth and stuff. I just
Yeah.
don't.
Well, I mean, yeah. Those guys definitely looks like that their daddy is like their cousin on their like great like grandma's side or something. You know what I mean? They're just
Yeah.
just like, whoa, we got some messed up genetics there somewhere.
Two fish drive me crazy when I see them in my local fish store. The one is the red catfish. It's called the catfish.
Yeah, the red tail catfish.
Yeah, that one
Mhm.
because I know how big they can get, and the
Yeah.
second one is the air paima, and I don't even know why they're in there. You
That's the
know,
thing.
they
And even I tell you one that upsets me because I found out the hard way how big it gets is the common pleco.
Mhm.
oh yeah,
They can get up to what 16 to 18 inches.
never have. I don't have them. I don't know how big they
No, but
get.
I'm just saying they get big and they sell them and they don't tell people how big they get. And then that's why you have down in Florida they're in their rivers because it got too big for their tank and they just throw it in there.
We got them here too.
That's their
Yeah.
number one sell fish, by the way. I know
Mm-hmm.
100%. Every week, my local fish store gets 2 bags of those placos, and he sells them every day. Like they're very cheap. I mean, Bushy knows. I try to educate the people. They come and they don't know. They just want that algae eater because they are lazy. They don't want to clean their glass. And
Mhm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't clean my glass for certain reason. I don't want the second fish to see the other tank. And I kind of sometimes put cardboard in between. It's better to paint them, but again, the paint peels off, guys. The type of a paint that I use for my 120 gallon, like a dry, it wasn't wet, but it like made a little ugly looking. Either I like those plastic that you put on there, or uh, like a spray paint would work, but that's kind of chemical. I can't go ahead anytime go in my fish room. That's
Right.
chemicals everywhere. So I put cardboard. Uh, what is it called? Styrofoam, the thin ones. I cut them, The
Yeah.
ones I use in the boxes from Home Depot. I get those. Some side is shiny, one side is white. So to spread the view side, because when the other fish sees the male, the other side, sometimes they go crazy. They want to jump over and kill the other guy. They do crazy stuff. Fish.
I definitely would like to know your secret to the to like keeping Apistos, because Apistos, when I get them and I buy
Easy.
them at a pair, my males will either kill my female or my
Hmm.
female will kill the male, and then a couple months later, whichever one is left will die because they don't have a companion. I mean, they
They're
just get,
cichlid, right? They're cichlid.
yeah.
Apistogrammas. So they're you gotta think at them. They're killing each other. So the best way I found out to keep them separate, male separate, female separate. So trust me, Robert, I'm giving them 20-gallon tank for a male and female. I breed them in the 20-gallon. I did try them in a 10-gallon. It did work, but it was like a smaller batch. Didn't even see the eggs hatch surprisingly in the tank. After a week later, I'm like, what are those fry in there? Anyway, so I keep them separate. When you want to breed them, I keep the parts per million on the TDS about 100, 120 the max. And, I do 5-gallon water changes on the 20. Uh, and my main thing is where they come from. When they first I get them, that is very important to know which water you're putting them in. Let's say Anthony Fishy Friend just recently brought in 2 fish, and I think he had them in a harder water. I could be wrong. Could have had them softer, but I put them in hard water, and then slowly I went down the soft. So in the past, I lose so many fish because I brought them in. They were in hard water. I throw them in the softer water. They were dead in 2 days.
Right.
So learn not to do that. My It worked for me. This way, I haven't lost anything. So I put them in the hard water, city water, with tannins in there. They're still hard, but it's little semi tannins, good for the fish. And then slowly change it into back to the auto. Not all of a sudden.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, because George, like I need to stay in touch with you so I can get more information because I love Apistogrammas. I don't know what it is about them. I love them,
I
but
love them
man,
too.
but the past couple times I tried them, they they do good for like a couple months, and then they just I guess they have a fight over who's paying the bills. I don't know, but they just they just go crazy, and I'm like, oh man. But yeah, I mean, because that is that is one fish that I will always have that um, secret passion, you know, to have. But man, I've got to figure out something.
It's funny you
I'm
say
working
that.
with. Go ahead.
It's funny you say that about the Apistogrammas because I'm actually going to be getting some this week coming up.
What kind you getting?
Uh, double red. Du- I have to look. Well,
Agazizi double reds.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I can look real
So
quick.
is that from Maria Z?
No, they're
Okay.
actually from Jennifer Weaver.
Okay. Where she
Oh,
got it
okay.
from? Do you know? Do you know where she got it from? Where she purchased it from?
No, I did not ask that.
Okay. Well, I did get those, but I got this. So I purchased two. There were two females. They were not male and female from Redfish Bluefish, Jason. They were super fire reds, not the double reds. So those were Agazizi super fire reds. And then Maria Z said that she had them. I think something Jason later on told me Maria Z had the fire reds. But they look similar, okay? So what
Hmm.
I did is I brought the fire red male and female from Maria Z. The female still didn't give me any fry, but the other female that I had, the super fire red, that female bred twice for me. First batch 5 fry, they're already nice, and they don't look like daddy. They look like super red, like crazy red, and they're growing. I'm gonna show later on, and then already another batch of 30, 40 of them in there. So they do give you good amount, especially this other two that I have. I'm in love with. the Inca 50. They call it Apistogramma banshee, also known as. And those guys are so gorgeous. And there's another species called Apistogramma trifasciata, guys. That one, I will bow down for that one. It's super, like, I can't explain. I'm in love with it. I just want to kiss that species. So amazing. God creation is amazing, guys. I love it.
Your favorite.
It
George,
is my favorite.
correct me if I'm wrong, and but like I can't remember where I seen it at. I was reading something, I was watching a video on YouTube or something, but apparently on the Apistogrammas that species will toss out the triple red, the double red,
The Takatobi.
um 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 orange flashes and those colors, that species, that if you got that species, that you will get all these different color morphs. Is that true?
Never kept those guys. I've
Hmm.
been not working with those. I haven't got a good batch of them. Every time I got them from my local fish store, they end up dying. I spend like $30 a piece, and they end up dying. They were not cheap. And he said to me, "Go ahead and put them in RODI water." That's the reason I killed them. So I end up buying from redfish, bluefish, three different species, four different. I got the Nijinseni, Apistogramma Inca 50. I picked up the Trifasciata and the Apistogramma Agazizii, Superfire Red. And
Hmm.
so, and then I got now two more, Apistogramma Borrelia, I think. No, sorry, that red one. What is it called? Anthony gave it to me. It's a
Hmm.
nice one.
I I don't
It's a
remember.
nice one. Beautiful red coloration on it. I keep forgetting the name. And then another one with blue with red on it. It's called Agazizii. It's just a beautiful fish, that one too. But he's little old. I try to breed him. He tried once maybe, and I'm gonna try again. So I have them separate, Robert. Whenever I'm gonna breed them, put them together and watch. So what are you watching for? The female gonna go inside the coconut hut or that terracotta. You put a little tiny hole in there, only for the female to fit inside. So the male won't go inside the terracotta. You want the
Hmm.
male to come outside. He'll start dancing outside, doing his thing, and you want
Hmm.
to watch for that. The minute that's finished, she will push him away. She will go, "Hey, get out of here, back off." When you see that happen, take him out. If you have
Okay.
them in a big planted tank, they can go hide. It's totally fine. And then make sure you cover. My mistake when the beginning, I didn't have them covered and I had them together. They stopped jumping. And so I put the second order. Every time I'm breeding them, I'm covering them. When I'm finished with
Okay.
the breeding, I can take the cover back out.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, I mean, because I definitely want to try them again. Because see, like, I I think by now it's probably been about 2 years now, but I got lucky and I got a pair from Jesse, his
HC.
triple reds, and dude, and then like when they killed each other and then the other one died off, I was heartbroken. I was like, no, all because now Jesse don't have them anymore, or sell them anymore, and I can't get them now. So I'm like, man, dude, I was so happy when I got them from him. But see,
Now,
that's why
now
I
those
need to
ones,
contact you more.
now those species that you're talking about, I was told because they've been in the hobby for a longer time, especially that I heard that on Alex's channel, I think, that they can breed in harder water too. So you can try. In the beginning, you want to try your harder water, see if the eggs are hatching. Keep an eye on it. If it doesn't work, try the little softer or put tenants inside. But if I ever get them, I'm gonna try to. I will like to purchase some of them. Next time I go to my local fish club, they usually have those nice big males. But I know what to look for, and if I find them, I will try to grab them and breed them in the harder water first to see if it's really true
Hmm. Okay.
to work that way.
That's interesting.
Yeah, when I try them again, I'm definitely going to use that method that you told me about. Just first to keep them separated. You know, I had to get like a tank divider or something. And
Many
so
Apistogramma.
it's kind of like betas. You know, you keep the male and female separate, and then you put them together. Then after they do their thing, then you basically separate them.
Many Apistogramma breeders. I didn't know myself. I didn't know that how it worked, and I was keeping them together, and I was losing females and males. That's how I had a male kill his female, and then the batch of the babies he raised, and then that's the ninjutsu. That's why I'm like kind of behind on that. I didn't know in the beginning. Now I bred him again with his daughter, and I got a batch from the mama, and raising some of them up. So many breeders say this: you gotta have to separate them, and or else you're gonna lose fish. Like it can happen, I mean,
Right.
I know from the experience it works better. And Jason, Redfish, Bluefish, he's the one that told me. He goes, George, you keep them this way and that way. I learned from Jason. He was the one imported them from Venezuela, I believe, and these fish were amazing. He does have a still. If he has any of his fish, number one. I love all his Apistogramma. I never had any deaths from him. They were all amazing. Bred every one of them.
Nice.
You don't know who he's talking about? Jason at Redfish, Bluefish. I mean, he's got fantastic stocking.
Yeah, he does.
You know, if you've never been over there to his store or his channel,
Love
whatever,
to.
you go check it out. He's got some great content.
He hasn't really been streaming, but I noticed he puts up a video every now and then.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I mean, I do miss his those stocking live streams that he done. When he would go around and show what he got in and just talk to you and stuff. Those were fantastic live streams.
I'm jealous of Alex because he lives near Jason and he visited
he
many times Jason, and he got all these Apistogrammas that I want. Lucky you. But I still have some. I'm happy with what I got. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Jason, and you got Shanna, Secret History, and Kenny, Ian, the cool people. They live in Portland.
And we've been hanging out for an hour. Can you tell?
Oh man, the time is flying. Wow, I didn't realize we've been going that quick. Wow.
But
57.
Since we got a minute left, I would like for everybody to go over to whatever, Lefty, kiss it. I'd like everybody to go over to Susie Q's stream next. It's going to be on in about a minute. I want to thank George for being our guest today.
Thank you for inviting me up here.
Anytime, you're welcome. And Robert for being my co-host tonight, and the mods for doing a great job at posting the links and stuff like that. And if you are not subscribed to George, it's in the description of this video. It's pretty easy to click on that link and go over and hit the subscribe button. Let's get him to 1,000. He deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't subscribe to him, then I don't know what you're doing. I don't know.
Yeah. But the next time you will see me will be Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself and the doc, we are going to be having a new stream. We're going to try something different. He's going to make me look
And here's
dumb.
my other half, by the way.
Hello, Miss Aquaballs. How you doing?
Hello.
But yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody for showing up, taking your time out of your day to watch our stream. Everybody have a good night. What's up, little man? Goodbye, all.